Temple of Musasir. It is mainly known as the Temple of Musasir, but for the Armenians, the temple was called Ardini. It was dedicated to the Araratian God Haldi. For the Akkadians, Ardini meant the exit of the serpent snake. What remains from this glorious temple of Musasir is only a picture. Haldi was the supreme god of the Araratian kingdom. The pictures and the folklore of Musasir is widespread in the Armenian culture. This structural monument was destroyed along with all other Armenian temples. For some miraculous reason, the Garni temple was spared. The ancient temples were either destroyed or churches were built on them. Our myths were misappropriated by other cultures. All efforts were made to remove the Armenian name from the existence. The exact location of the temple of Haldi is unknown. However, we do have a rough idea of where it might have been. The latest research on this subject comes to us from Zlad Marf Zamwa. He is speculating that the location was around the intersection of Iraq, Iran, and Turkey. There is an agreement among the scholars that ancient Musasir was located in the territory of modern villages of Sidakan or Mijer, in the district of Sidakan Brados, in the most northeastern corner of Iraq, close to Iran and Turkey. I made a blue spot on this map to give you an idea of where it is. The Araratian king Rusa I, in the inscription on the stealth of Topsawa, says that he built a temple for Haldi in Ardini Musasir. It is important to note that there was no such kingdom as Araratian kingdom. Araratian is a made-up word by our modern scholars. So, if I use the word Urartu, it is because I'm reading information directly from my sources. The gates of the temple were mentioned in the Araratian inscriptions. According to the inscription of Kele Shin, the temple had more than one gate, and they sacrificed a large number of animals in front of the gates of the temple of Haldi. The temple of Haldi, its gate and its courtyard are mentioned by Rusa I in his inscriptions on the Top-Zawa, Merj Karvan and Movan steles. For example, on one inscription of Top-Zawa, Rusa says that Urzana closed the gate of the temple of Haldi, called the gate of the house of the god. The temple and the city in the Assyrian art, although we have no iconographic record depicts the city or the temple in the Araratian art, on the other hand, the city is depicted on Assyrian relief in Sargon's palace, Khorsabad. The depiction shows the city and its temple being plundered during the 8th campaign of the Sargon II in 714 BC. The relief shows some details of the temple, its facade, and its tent-shaped roof. The platform on which the temple was built, the gate of the temple, and the two guarding statues standing on either side of the temple. Shields hang on the external wall and the roof of the temple. Other details of the walls probably show the column of the external wall. A statue of mammal with its baby which is suckling its mother. The steles were erected on the main trade route through the passes from Musasir to the Urmei basin or to the Araratian capital. The inscriptions of both Top Zawa and the Keleshin steles mention ceremonies and the offering of sacrifices at the temple of Haldi in the city of Ardini, which proves that the city and the temples were located in the district of modern Sidekan, Bradost, on the east bank of Tapsawa tributary. These steles were erected on the famous trade route, which can be called Araratian Royal Road. From Urartu to the temples of Haldi at Musasir Ardini. It has been suggested by scholars that probably the coronation of new Urartian king was conducted at the temple of Haldi in Ardini. Some of the Araratian kings devoted big bronze statues of themselves in the temple of Haldi in Musasir. A bronze statue of Argitsi with its plinth was located from Musasir by Sargon II during his 8th campaign in 714 BC. On the basis of the above mentioned evidence and the uncovered columns in Meger, I can prove that the location of the long lost legendary temple of Haldi is in Musasir Ardini, identified in the modern village of Meger. This is according to Delat Marf Zamwa. Ancient inscriptions have referred to Musasir as holy city founded in bedrock and the city of the raven. One of the best results of my fieldwork is the uncovered column bases of the long-lost temple of the city of Musasir, which was dedicated to the god Haldi. The columns which were discovered in the Meger are comparable to those found in Benli Urartu Kingdom. They are identical to those uncovered columns of the Urartian temple at Altın Tepe and other sites. The temple of Haldi at Musasir Ardini, which is depicted on the Khorsabad relief, had a tent-shaped roof, which might make it unique among other known Urartian temples. Architectural design of the temple of ancient Armenia have influenced the Greek monuments, Romans, and many other cultures. Even in the American government buildings, you can see this influence. Thank you.